Thank you so much. Yeah, I did want to add my voice to the fact that I do think that there is still a little bit of a missing link for us because with the Montgomery County, the Economic Development Corporation, we had these conversations about how they're really focusing on big picture. But we do need to find a nexus so that somebody can own this sort of task of really branding, marketing, and also looking at the whole community development, if you will, aspect of how do you brand specific areas like this? How do you say, hey, these are the assets that are contained within a Silver Spring or Wheaton. Look what's going to be happening just, in a few years. And this is why you should consider these places. And so we don't seem to have that nexus, in my opinion. Nobody seems to be owning that. It is something that has kind of concerned me for a little while. I think there's great synergy between the planning, department, planning board, the Economic Development Corporation, in terms of having a lot more fluid conversations, right? About, what I would say, not the usual, as you were saying. Everybody knows the I-270 corridor. Everybody knows Bethesda is, this center. Well, here we are developing, these other extraordinary parts of the county that also offer some amazing assets. And so how are we really, truly branding that? How are we busting those myths? It is real, right? I mean, when you cannot attract a grocery store to a place like, Lay Hill, for example, because all of a sudden they're telling you the market studies say that the high end don't want to come there, and and it's all really perception. It's almost like retail redlining, because you have single family homes and you have townhomes that start at $500,000 in those areas. How can you not be able to attract that? And these are basic amenities that are really critical for certain neighborhoods. So I would offer, since this is sort of the transition year, that we should rethink a little bit more of how can we make that connection. We have worked so hard to put in place so many assets. The investment in Wheaton is extraordinary after so many years. We're going to have this library, recreation center, but how are we then taking the task of saying, hey, look at this, consider this place for this and that reason? That I feel we need to do a better job at that, sort of like to complete the job kind of a thing. So I do look forward to figuring out how we do this. But I agree with Councilmember Leventhal, we need to tout a little bit more what we have put in place, because it is so true. You go to some other jurisdictions, and you wonder, oh my God, I want to go back to Montgomery County right away. I mean, it is very true, but we we criticize ourselves a lot. But that's because we're always driven by continuous improvement. Nonetheless, we need to also pause and take a step back and take, stock of what we've done, and then be able to market that and brand that, appropriately as well.